How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to my channel. Let's get straight into this guide. This is going to be Gear Raid 5, aka Gear Dungeon 2, Stage 6, the hardest content we currently have in Watch of Realms, and this guide is going to use no ARDEA. So this is going to be the most meta strat possible without ARDEA. My gear for what this is not that great. You know, I have very, very low awakenings on all my heroes. Only Volka, who obviously you get awakenings for free on, she is A4. Everyone else is A1 or lower. I think this is as accessible a normal comp as you are going to find, so I really hope it helps you guys out. Here you go, victory. You can see I just got my first clear with this new strat. I originally beat it on my account with ARDEA. Now we're still on my account, and I brought in Volka. I want to let you guys know right from the beginning, if you like this content, please like it, thumbs up, subscribe, let me know in the comments. I use so many skill crystals. I used 10 skill crystals to max out my Volka. That is what this took. I obviously did not need to since I had already beaten it, so please show a little love and appreciation for all those skill crystals that went down the drain for this content that hopefully helps a lot of you guys. Here is going to be the squad. I'll show you really quickly. Power dominance has been turned off. It is disabled. Hopefully we can just one-take God this. I am live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/fastidious_GG. Come check it out. I stream every single day, Watch of Realms and Withering Waves. Here we go. Let's head in. This is the squad. You can see we're running a Nightmare comp with a teeny tiny Northerner comp. Really just using Hearts as a tank. He's not too good, but he gets the job done, and he helps improve Nocturne, who we need to put out some good damage because he's in a really weird hybrid build with a lot of HP going on here. Very hard to make him work. We'll go over all the builds at the end, but I want to get right into the guide right now. But you can see we've got Wrath. Tordor would make this so much easier, so much easier. Unfortunately, I don't have him. Big Nightmare comp up here. I chose to use Baron. You know, you could also use like Abomination if you wanted and just build him as a tank. But I thought let's bring an Epic in here. He tanks very well. Volka is going to replace ARDEA. She is, since the buff, very good AoE physical damage DPS. We're going to use her on the bottom. Valeria will cycle on the left. Hotsit top right. Hotsit is essentially required. I know of one comp ever to have beaten this. Shout out to Ronaldo Plays. I know his video is coming out in 2 days on how he beat it without Hotsit, but it took him 12 hours and it took the craziest stuff. So look, definitely go watch it. I might even react to it, but essentially you need Hotsit. For most comps, you will need Elwyn. It can be done without it, but it takes a lot of RNG and ridiculous gear. This could be done without Edith. A couple little tweaks. You would need slightly better gear than I have. You could use like a Brokir or a very well-built Baron, but we're going for Edith. So 3 very meta heroes, Hotsit, Edith, and Elwyn for this specific content. Shout out to the devs for making Edith suck and then immediately introducing content that would have made us all want to pull for her. And then Hex, super, super relevant here. Yeah, this should really basically 2 single target magic DPS, and the rest I think kind of explains itself. Let's get into the run. I'll explain things as we go, and then we'll go over the builds. So there you go, 799k BP. Let's get into this thing. Let's go. Hopefully we get this on our first try. First things first, we're going to place Volka back here. She has 2 tile range now by default, so that is since the buff. She also can hit 5 enemies with her basic. Very cool. That's why I actually had to max skill her. I had to max out her basic. You guys can tinker with it and try without immediately max skilling her. That's what I did, but in the end, I needed to go max skills. So we go here with Elwyn. Elwyn is in an Invig set. Pretty good healing builds. Nothing too crazy, as you'll see, but we place Volka, then Elwyn, so Volka can get that invigoration buff. We will need it. And now as soon as we get 19 costs, we will place Edith. So Edith really is here because you're going to see we get these kind of, I think they're called the Banshees. What kind of Banshees are they? The Tormented Banshees. And at starting on stage 5 and then certainly stage 6, they have this huge death effect where they die. They do AoE damage in a circle around them, 2 tile radius, and then after the 12 seconds of that AoE continuous damage over time, they explode with instant fatal damage. So you can either tank that with someone who has some kind of unkillable, unyielding effect, so someone like a Brokir or a Baron, or you can push it the heck out of the way. That's the easiest way to do it, so that's what we're doing with Edith here. So I'll explain that all in a second. So there goes Edith. You can throw this on 2x for a minute. Essentially, the next thing we have to do, we're going to place Valeria as soon as we have 17, so another good example of unyielding, as soon as we have 17 costs. And then as soon as Volka's ready, we're going to slam her down. And right after that, we'll get Elwyn going, because why not? Let's keep the healing going. Let's get on 1x. And now here's the first bit of tricky timing. This is a huge juggling act, guys. We got 3 lanes to manage, right? We have the bottom lane, the middle lane, and then the top to the left lane. So this kind of right angle over here. Managing all of this is a lot to juggle mentally, a lot to remember. I easily might make a mistake and have to start over just because I forget something. So don't be discouraged. You'll get it over time. It's just a practice makes perfect. So there's a lot of these tight timings. I'll explain it to you. I've tried to find little clues. So here you go. Right when this runs out, even though it's not dead yet, it's about to die from one more hit. You can already trigger Edith. You can also wait a beat if you want. It just makes it a little tighter. This will allow her to get 2 big pushbacks, push it away. And then as soon as we got the cost after you trigger Edith, not before, you can place hearts. And now we're going to settle into the run. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to place hot sit as soon as we have 12. This right here is very much the hot sit square. Take good advantage of it. And to make hot sit work, you saw for a second the artifact appeared above her. She needs to be wearing Ichor Chalice. So Ichor Chalice or Ichor Chalice, I don't know the right way to pronounce it. I call it Ichor. It can be bought in the guild shop. It can be gotten from the exclusive forge. It is not exclusive to one hero, but that's the only place you can forge it, or just buy it over time in the guild shop. It allows a marksman to heal itself. It's a damage booster. So I think with the way I have it at 4 promo, it's a 14% damage boost, but most importantly, each hit at that promo is going to do a 5% heal based off of max HP. Otherwise, this would be impossible because there's no other way to heal a marksman over here. So that's an artifact you will absolutely need. So we get hot sit down, throw this back on 2x for a second. Here's the next tight timing for y'all. So you'll see a bloodbath is about to come. This is the big AoE move from the main Volka, not the clones. As soon as that's coming and you see Valeria do her first hit, that's when you trigger. Now you can trigger her ult, so she cannot die during her ult. She'll put out some big damage. And now the next tight timing, you'll see these 2 archers here. After the bloodbath goes, wait till the last one, the back one, is in the middle of this square. That's when you place Hex facing to the right. As soon as Volka's ready, trigger her. Now trigger Eloin, and then as soon as these 2 guys are back touching Volka, you can trigger Edith. It just buys you a little more time. I don't know how necessary it is, but it helps me. Now we wait, and we're going to trigger Hex and Hearts as soon as they are ready. So we wait, and very important, let Valeria die. There's a trick. Valeria, when anyone dies or is picked up, you'll see an orb shoot over to Volka, the main Volka over here, and she gets a huge attack boost. At the beginning, you can survive it, but if you do too many, redeploys, pickups, and there are too many deaths, it gets so strong you just start one-shotting a lot of your guys when she does the bloodbath. So Valeria, if she dies or takes fatal damage during her ultimate, for some reason it doesn't count. So let's take good advantage of that. Let her die. Let her put out damage for as long as possible. There's no benefit to picking her up. We're fine on costs right now. Let's let this all happen. Now, focusing on the top right, like I said, your attention is in many places. As soon as these guys march out, let's trigger hot sit. And as soon as Valeria dies, let's place Baron. See, there's a lot of things happening all at once. So keep an eye on Volka. You can see she's doing really nice AoE on the bottom. No reason to do any triggers now, even if we had them. Don't use the Wood Elf yet. You might see the low health on Hex and Hearts and might want to use the Wood Elf now. This is part of the reason Eloin's so crazy. Eloin's crazy here because she basically allows you to run one healer. You're going to want to wait till that bloodbath is coming. Also, a little late there on Nocturne, so I got to get him out. Hopefully that doesn't throw the whole run. I think we should be fine. However, if you can get him out as soon as you get 19 costs, do it. I just got distracted talking to you guys. We wait for that bloodbath to come, and right before, trigger hot sit, and then right before it's going to go, that is when we place the Wood Elf. Hot sit, you'll see, is just going to pick those guys off. Very nice. And now as soon as the middle guy has died, hot sit takes care of it. We even could have already pick up Hex as soon as he takes care of that clone. If you're unaware, guys, I should have mentioned this earlier. I've done guides on this before. If you need a very free-to-play guide, I have an Epics only for Stage 4. These red clones, they demand magic damage. They have very high immunities to physical damage, so you need to hit them with magic damage. The purple clones, or the purple wearing shield guys down here, they absolutely need to be hit with physical damage because they have very high magic resistances, so very high magic immunities. So there you go. We pick up Hex. He's good to go. Hot sit's taking care of business. Let's focus in here. There's a lot to think about right now. Nocturne got around fast enough, so we're good to go. So now the next trigger you got to be careful with is Volka. You want to do it right when this guy's about to enter the top of her range. So right about here, you can trigger. She has got a little animation, so that ends up being perfect timing. And then Nocturne, as soon as Volka's about to enter his range, you can go. Wait for Baron to take the first hit. Now you trigger him. Now, as soon as these guys are back by Volka, you can trigger Edith. Let's trigger Eloin. Looking very good. Don't need a trigger... we can trigger right now. We'll trigger Hearts. I was going to say we could wait, but that actually lines up well to let the shield take the damage from the bloodbath and the initial hits from this Volka clone. Should be good. You can see Volka's doing a great job on the bottom, our Volka. We wait. Hot sit as soon as she's ready. Now Hot sit's doing 2 rolls, right? She's clearing off this foursome fast enough so they don't clone, so they don't split and have duplicates, as she's been doing the whole fight so far. But now also she's providing the main DPS, the only real DPS, because Hearts ain't doing anything, to kill this purple Volka clone, the one that demands physical damage. So this is why Hotsit's such a goddess here. That this AoE kind of surrounding her range, that Dolores Constance range like we've become used to. It's crazy because she can be hitting the boss and killing those guys. Otherwise, the cycling needed is crazy. So definitely check out Ronaldo's video. I'm excited to see it, but it's crazy what it requires. So we wait. Some more tight timing's about to come, so I'll let you guys know in a second. Right before this bloodbath, we can get down the Wood Elf, so it's ready to heal. And now basically we're keeping an eye on Hotsit. We want to trigger her as soon as possible. We're not placing Hex yet. Do not get over eager. Alright, trigger her. Just enough time. We should pick them off. We're not going to trigger Volka. No reason to waste. We're not going to trigger Hearts' shield until he needs it. Great. So you can see Volka, my Hotsit in the current build, because you'll see she's got a lot of HP by her standards. She's not able to pick off the clone here. Just leave her down and let her get those. I mean, you're going to leave her down regardless, but don't worry. She'll slowly pick it off herself. See, she did it. Don't have no fear. Do not worry. Up next, let me just focus in on the next thing. Okay, there's a really tight timing here. As soon as this one starts moving, pick up Nocturne, put down Valeria. Should be perfect timing now. We wait. Another Volka thing coming on the bottom. You can see how much is going on, right? You're going to see this red clone and want to put down Hex. Be patient. Don't worry. So now here we go. As soon as that guy enters range, we trigger Valeria. Let's get Element going right now. And now let's get Volka now that they're all in range. We can use Edith now that those last two reached Volka. And now as soon as these two archers, this last one's in the middle again, that's when we can place Hex. And now the trick here, if you don't know, when you hit those clones with the other kind of damage, so when you hit the clones, the red clones that demand magic damage with physical damage, you actually heal them. Same thing with the purple clones. When you hit the purple clones with magic damage, the ones that demand physical damage, you're healing them. So a nice trick I found here, trigger Hotsit before Hex. Because all these hits from Hotsit on the boss now, on the clone of the boss, excuse me, the red one, would be healing it. Get that heal out of the way so it doesn't take away from the big DPS we're about to bring with Hex. So trigger and trigger. Now Hex is ready. Hotsit's just finishing. Perfect timing. Good to go. Hold off on the Wood Elf. You're going to want to place her. Wait until the Bloodbath is about to hit. Now place the Wood Elf. You can see Valeria's about to die. Do not worry. We're fine. There we go. Hex should be able to pick this off pretty slow. And you'll see, my gear is good, but my gear is not crazy. I think this is pretty close to the minimum. I'll go through what I think I found some of the stat minimums and stat requirements to be. As soon as Nocturne's ready, you can place him. And this is the cool thing with Edith, because without the pushback, Nocturne will get exploded when this guy eventually dies. Because of Edith, we can push this guy over here, and Nocturne and Edith will be safe. As soon as Hotsit's ready, we trigger. So you can see we're healing this guy up, but Hex already did a good enough job. We pick those guys off, and now we can actually already pick off. We'll wait for this guy to die, and then we'll already pick off. Hearts is about to die. Trigger. Hearts, don't die. Oh, that's way too close. Jesus. And Hex died before that got picked off. You can see it is fickle as hell. So unfortunately, we just missed that. I'll have to restart. We'll pick it up right there. All right, here we come again now on the really tricky part with all the juggling. So you can see we're trying to pick off this last one. Hearts has taken a ton of damage. He really is. I wish they made him a better actual hero. He's a great lord. He really, really is. But he also is legendary lord. He should be a solid hero. And he's like outclassed by Olog. I don't think that's a great situation. Let's trigger. We can hold on the bottom. All right, so here comes the really tight timing. We just need Hearts to hold on, essentially. All right, trigger with Hotsit. Let's see if we can pick off. Can get a trigger there with Baron. Get that pick off. Come on. Nice. Okay, Hearts held on fine. So now let's really focus in. Lot to talk about here. Okay, so now we pick up Nocturne right as she's been walking. We go up with him. Now we can get Val down. That should give her enough time for sure. Let's time out Volka here. Again, the same thing we discussed before. Wait another beat. One more second. All right, let's go. Can trigger Val now. All right, let's wait for these little archer guys. Perfect. Now let's get Hex down. Let's get hearts triggered in anticipation. Shield should last long enough, I hope. Let's see. We're looking good. All right, hot sit right away. Take a beat. Now we go with Hex. Let's go with Baron. All right, let's get ready now. Let me not mess up this heal. I think I might have forgotten to place that Wood Elf last time. You can see there's just so many balls in here. So many things we're juggling. Okay, so down goes Valeria. No problem there. Trigger there with Elwyn. Doing a great job on the bottom. There's also some RNG with Hex, right? Like, what is he going to hit? How powerful is it going to be? All that stuff. Can Hex picks this off? Come on, buddy. This should do the kill. Come on, Hex. Perfect. Hex got it. Let's pick him up. Let's immediately get Hot Sit going. We can get Nocturne down already. All right, let's focus in. Let's focus in. There we go. Hot Sit gets the kills. Now we're actually done with Hot Sit. Let's pick this guy off, and then we can pick her up. Let's trigger Hearts for the shield. All right, looking great on the bottom. We need to get Volka going to kill the Phantom guy. Hot Sit died anyway, so we're fine. Because we're going to need her at the very end on the bottom. But we're looking good now. So basically, it's very hard to see which health is which. You know, like which health belongs to the Tormented Banshee or the Twisted Banshee, whatever you call it. I can't remember. There's a Tormented Banshee and then there's the Twisted Sycophant. Hard to keep those in order. So, but once you see the white ring pop, that's when you know you can trigger Edith. So about to die, you can see it's the only one left standing actually. Let's wait. You don't want to do it too early or you'll throw the whole run. Here we go. This should be the kill. Here we go. Now you trigger. Trigger there. Let's get Nocturne going. Great. All right, we're dialing in now. We're dialing in, guys. So we can trigger there with Elwyn. We just need to survive this bloodbath. You can wait for the bloodbath. Now get Valeria down. Valeria will help us there. Another option is you can just let it explode on top. But it'd be nice, you know, not to have less deaths. And, you know, not allow it to reclaim as much attack or earn as much attack, whatever, from its annoying passive. So we wait. Let's see it. We're going to trigger Valeria as soon as she's ready. Should be able to pick that guy off. Now we'll trigger Hearts. We'll get a little Baron action going. And now you'll see we're almost ready to bring Hot Sit down again. So that should help us a lot. We're not going to trigger Volka yet. You could if you really desperately wanted to take this one out, but this guy is going to split, but that's what we have Hot Sit for. So there you go. There's the bloodbath. Now you place Hot Sit. We'll wait. We should be in the clear now. They're actually going to explode anyway because Valeria can't get it done, but it's no problem. Do not trigger Edith here. You need them to come into range. Let's get Volka, and then make sure they're all going to be in Hot Sit's ult range, which again is this. Now you trigger, and we should be good. Oh no, we did get the kill. Valeria did get the kill at the last second. Excellent. Okay, now we can do a little push with Edith, buy us a touch of time. Trigger Elwyn, trigger here, and we should be good to go. So my apologies, we had to split it up into two guys, but it is that fickle. And I really liked how that take went with my instructions, so I don't want to redo that. If you want to see a full single clean run, just ask me. I'll upload it as like a 4-minute video. No explanation, just me focused. Yeah, you can let me know for that. But there you go. I've included the fast forward so you saw everything that went into it. There is the run. Let's go and check the damage. You can see Volka, an absolute hero. Hot Sit coming in. Hot Sit is so essential to these strategies. I'd say Hot Sit and Elwyn are the two that are just so hard to replace. There you go. No ARDEA. So Volka's our superstar. Hex doing some nice stuff. Nocturne doing some nice stuff. Let's get into those builds and let's wrap this thing up. Don't want to take too much more of your time. We can go in. You can see obviously Power Dominance still off. Let's just go down the line. So Wrath never deployed. It doesn't matter. I had him in like a backup kind of Glacier tank build in case I needed it. Obviously I didn't. One thing you could do for Wrath at the end, if you didn't find yourself getting enough damage with Volka and Hot Sit at the very end, you could quickly deploy Wrath, like where I put Valeria, and then the clone will explode. However, that will give you a 4th place Nightmare unit. That would give an attack speed boost to Volka and to Hot Sit. That might be the difference. So that's an option you could use Wrath for. But basically, he's there only as a Lord. Simply put, we're getting those attack speed boosts, the basic attribute boosts. Now we've got Hot Sit, our first very weird build. You can see nice DPS, right? 13.9. we are at 301 attack speed, but only 258.5% crit damage, and that's for 2 reasons. One, we need a good amount of tankiness. I know 24.2k does not seem like much, but actually that's a solid amount of HP with such low 10.2 base HP and going for all these other tank stats. I also found that if you don't build her too strong, then she doesn't kill them too quickly, so she can get more and more hits out, and we can take good advantage of the Ichor Chalice of these heals. You know, she restores 5% whenever she deals damage, 5% of her max HP. If there's no one for her to attack and deal damage to, if she killed them all too quickly, she can't stay healed up. So actually, I found my hot sit with this build worked better than, it was still a hybrid build, but a much more advanced, powerful hybrid build I did on Ray's account, if you guys saw that stream from about 2 weeks ago, because mine was weaker. So actually, the hot sit requirement is not that crazy. I mean, the Soulbound Arcana helped a ton, but as you saw, we picked them off originally. This could work with like an Ageless Wrath, maybe even an Infernal Roar for the basic attacks. Essentially, you just need, I think, about 23.5, probably 24k to be safe on the HP. Obviously, it could be a bit lower if you're running Torador instead of Wrath. You need a lot of attack. I'd say at least 13 plus. Probably like 13.5 or close to 14 like I have. For crit damage, you only need like 250. But you need a chunk of attack speed. It doesn't need to be crazy, but you just need that HP pool. And if she's too strong, you might kill them too quickly and she won't stay healed up. So it is a big balancing act. So that's the first really weird one. I'll click through each piece so you can see so quickly. I went triple attack bonus because she has no one buffing her, no inspo. They have very high defense. You got to get that attack as high as possible. I should also say she's got pretty low base attack, only 33.62. I shouldn't even say pretty low. It's really low. So you really got to invest in that. Now for Valeria, nothing interesting here. This is like basically an adaptation of the Zealot build I run for Guild Boss. Just high attack speed, high damage, Infernal Roar. Infernal Roar is going to be a good choice. I mean, I guess Soulbound Arcana can be nice, but she's being cycled in and out, so it's more reliable. You don't have to worry about timing all the ultimates on the field. Just over 20k attack, solid HP, but again, doesn't matter. She gets it all done during the duration of her ult, and then she dies. So really just worry about that attack, get it to 19k plus or something, get a lot of crit damage. More than this would be nice too, but you got to see this easily got it done. Probably could have done an even worse build. I would guess you could do like 19k, 350 attack speed, and 300% crit damage. That should be totally fine. For an artifact, we went with a maxed out Wailing Skull. I guess Wrath I didn't deploy, but we did go for a maxed out Lunacy Visor in case we had to use him. I didn't. Let's keep going right down the list. Now we've got Volka. So Volka just straight up Infernal Roar. If I could have done Soulbound Arcana, if I had more attack bonus Soulbound Arcana, I used it all on hot sit basically, I would have gone with that, but essentially I went triple attack bonus here because I have better Infernal Roar. Her basic attacks are basically just enhanced by her ultimate, so it's a great option for her. You want decent attack speed. I wish I could have gotten more actually, but yeah, I just wanted attack high and a decent amount of crit. So you can see it worked out pretty well. She's in some of my very best gear. 20.3k attack. The more the merrier. I found it, I needed about 20k. 1.5 second interval. This could definitely be lower. That would help a lot. And then nearly crit capped and 315% crit damage. No rage regen, so I'm getting that all from my Pantheon and from Elwyn. Elwyn is such a god here, and she also isn't a maxed out Wailing Skull. This is what I needed to do. Now we've got Baron. He's in decent Guardian set. We had to go defense bonus because he's got such low base defense. This is the only way I got into a respectable 8k, which is kind of what I felt like I needed. You'd probably get away with like 7.5k. And then here, just more tank stats. He is in what kind of Bastion Ring? A promo 1 Bastion Ring. Let's keep going. Now for hearts, he's going to be in my best Bastion Ring, a max plus 22 5 promo Bastion Ring. And same kind of thing here. We're going for HP and also defense bonus because he's got pretty low base defense for a legendary. The stuff on the left, this is pretty good. You can see we got all our tank stats, and here we got all our tank stats, almost all purple, but nothing too crazy. He is not max skilled at all. That also would have helped, but I chose not to do that. His freezes are useless, so it's really just, can he get the shield better? Which I don't even know if that scales. Also, I should say, my hearts is A1, but that is useless, because his A1 helps adjacent allies and gives them a shield, but he doesn't do that because there's no surrounding allies around him. So this easily could have been A0. And worth mentioning, guys, you can see we have A1 Valeria, A0 would have worked. A1 Hex, that definitely helped. For A0 Hexes, you're going to see you'd probably need a better build, but it could work. A0 Hot Sit, A0 Nocturne. If you had a High Awakenings and Nocturne, that would make the build we had to go with a lot easier to do because it was very hard. A0, A0, A1. So very, very low Awakenings. Volka's A4, but that's for free. Obviously, you just get that by progressing your Tide. But yeah, that is going to be Hearts. Now, Nocturne, our next really wacky build. I had to go Immortal Warrior on the left. This was super duper hard. You got to find some balance between DPS and tankage. Otherwise, he'll be getting killed by the end of the battle, and he'll be useless. So here's some HP bonus. Here's some HP bonus. Here's some HP bonus. We went for this nice Infernal Roar, lots of attack bonus again. You can see my Infernal Roar is better than my Soulbound Arcana. 17.1. I found I had to get him over 28k HP. I think maybe you could get away with like 26.5 or something. But keep in mind, I also have King Hearts. So with the Solda, you probably need like 30k HP. But if you have Hearts or Elder, it will be a bit different because you get bigger stat contribution. There we go. Pretty good attack speed. More would be better because he would have more opportunities to hit the true damage. But look at that, not even close to crit capped, and he never had trouble. The true damage is so much, and obviously that can't crit. So you just want a lot of attack and a good amount of attack speed. If you have his exclusive artifact, that'd be amazing, and if you have Awakenings, that would help a lot. But as you can see, I didn't use that. He is max skill. I think probably you could get away with not max skills, but I just already had him max skilled forever. He was like my 3rd or 5th legendary I ever pulled, so... Here we go. Hex, I went for Ageless Wrath. It's how I got the stats I needed. I needed a lot of attack bonus. You can see a theme. There's no Dolores, so you need attack bonus on everything. Then we got some crit damage and some nice stats over here. All in all, 16.1 attack. That's very high, but was needed. I needed that 16k, especially since he has no Lord. 1.1 second interval is pretty solid. 300% on the dot. Oh, yeah, and the Nocturne artifact, of course. Let me show you guys that before I forget. Thank you for the reminder. Keen Rocket. He's in a maxed out tier of Twilight. If we go to Hex now, this is the one where if you have A0 Hex and you don't have his exclusive artifact, let me just show you. I do have his exclusive artifact at base promo. You will need a better build than this. You will. Probably you'll need him. I think Infernal Roar might be the best because obviously you're cycling him in and out. Maybe you could line up the ults with your other teammates to make Soulbound Arcana work, but you cannot get away, I don't think, with only 360 attack speed maybe, but only 300% crit damage, I don't think you can get away with. Granted, this is going to go up to 330% when he gets his hits out towards the end from the Ageless Wrath bonus, but I think you would need a better Hex build than this for sure if you had him A0 and you didn't have his exclusive. I think you'd need something like 16k plus and like 350 plus on the crit damage, and you might have to lean on some RNG. So this is one kind of turning point for you potentially, but he still is low promo. He's only A1. If you have him A3, it's way easier. On Raze, he had him A5. It was so much easier. I didn't even have to think about Hex. So there you go. Now to Edith, just a general tank build, nothing interesting here. We were going Guardian Step, but you can see my Guardian gear isn't that good. It makes that much of a difference. For Artifact, we got a promo 2 Bastion Ring. I will also show you, my Hex was max skilled, my Edith, not even close. This is how it shook out. My Eluin, I did max skill for this. I actually, in hindsight, didn't need to. I'll just show you that right now. She is in a maxed out plus 22 Euphoric Orb. And you can see we went attack bonus, attack speed, HP bonus. And this was kind of funky because it's a balance between can she heal enough? I found that this 18, almost 19k attack was solid, decent amount of heal effect. We needed her really fast, but then she is pretty fragile, so I needed to get her really, really tanky. Again, I think that sweet spot's like 28k plus, so we got her to 39.8. But I don't know. I found maybe because she's on the floor longer, and maybe there's RNG with who she's choosing to heal, I couldn't get away with the 28k I ran on Nocturne. So maybe for her it is a bit more. Maybe this was overkill, I don't know. But I did have to constantly, as I worked through this, you can check out the full VOD on YouTube. Took a while to find the balancing act. So here you can see we went for kind of attack-based subs for a healer, but on an Immortal Warrior set. I think also what helped is I got a little defense this way. That might be more what it is than anything. Because she's got like really, really low base defense. Before I forget, guys, here you go. These are the stats for my Hyperion in the Pantheon. This is the contribution I'm getting in terms of Pantheon stats. So 13% attack bonus, 26.25% HP bonus. The big one, Rage Regen at 39%. I've nearly maxed this. I just got to get one more level. This is from the basic trials and from the Esotericist trials. It's obviously the easiest one to build. 13.5% crit damage, 12.0 heal effect, and finally 25 attack speed. So there you go. That is going to be all the builds. That's going to be everything. There are the artifacts. If you have any questions, let me know. This, I believe, is like the most accessible meta way to do it. I really hope this helped absolutely everybody. I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, please like it, subscribe, share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon.
Fastidious.